Until this battle station is fully operational, we are vulnerable. The Rebel Alliance is too well equipped. They're more dangerous than you realize.
Dangerous to your Starfleet, Commander, not to this battle station.
The Rebellion will continue to gain support in the Imperial Senate.
The Imperial Senate will no longer be of any concern to us. I have just received word that the Emperor has dissolved the Council permanently. The last remnants of the old Republic have been swept away.
That's impossible. How will the Emperor maintain control without the bureaucracy?
The regional governors now have direct control over their territories. Fear will keep the local systems in line. Fear of this battle station.
And what of the Rebellion? If the rebels have obtained a complete technical readout of this station, it is possible, however unlikely, that they might find a weakness and exploit it.
The plans you refer to will soon be back in our hands.
Any attack made by the rebels against this station would be a useless gesture, no matter what technical data they've obtained.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes, or given you clairvoyance enough to find the rebels' hidden fort.
Choke that bitch.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
As you wish.
I love that scene. Don't fuck with Darth Vader. Choke your ass out. What's up, Nitro Nation? Yeah, you know, you gotta just, I don't know, you love those villains, you know, the people that you just love to hate. You know? Kind of know that feeling. Anyway, welcome all newbies, middies, oldie but goodies, Truggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs, Muggy Maniacs, Monster Truck Maniacs, yeah, I guess, you know. At least it's Nitro. As long as it ain't no E-word shit. Okay? Even though, you know, Muggy always says, keep messing with those RTRs and those monster trucks, pole starts, rotor starts, all that bullshit. The only exception is the original Muggy. If you, or, you know, anything if you can bump start it. If you can't bump start it, doesn't have a seal back on it, then, you know, it's just going to cause you more headaches. You know, I try to tell people that, and, you know, to each his own, though. I mean, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. You do what you want to do. The Muggy's just, you know, just putting that out there because, you know, I'm at a different level. Does that mean I'm better than everybody? Or no, I'm that next level, people, okay? You know the theme thing. The Muggy's just, I'm taking this 8-scale Nitro to a whole nother level. No scrub shit, no rookie shit. I've had all that. I've been through all that. I've had all the headaches. I've had all that. The pull starts, the rotor starts. Man, I wish I would have kept it. I had a box, probably like a dozen pull starts, man. And I just, you know, that there's a biblical saying, as a dog returns to his vomit, so does a fool return to his follies. And that's true, man. I kept going back to the same pull start. Oh, man, you know, let me try it again. And sure enough, sooner or later, broke another one. And eventually, it came to the point where I didn't break no pull start. We threw a frickin', I ended up throwing a rod. I still have this thing. The XTM's original, my Muggy's original motor. 24.7. I showed it to you guys before. That's what a pull start will get you. And running lean. People want to run lean, and I try to tell them, listen, you know, Mr. Zah, he never promoted lean, run lean, run lean, run. He never promoted that, man. He always, unless I didn't miss the video, he always promoted, run your shit a little. Don't run it too rich, but, you know, better to protect your motor. You need that. That's that insurance. Running your motor a little bit rich is your insurance policy. But, you know, people want to squeeze all the power out of it and see if they can push the envelope, push it to the edge. And guys that race do that all the time. That's what they do. They want to run lean. But when you're bashing and when you're smashing and when you're recreational shit, man, I'm telling you, you're playing with fire and you will get burned sooner or later. And I did, and that was the last time. especially as you guys will learn when you get to that point, or if you guys are already there, when you get into modified motors, you want to run a little bit rich. You don't want to get real lean. And a lot of these Italian motors, from my experience, the Nova Rossis especially, and even the Reds and Picos, they don't like to run really lean. They will tell you when they've had enough of that lean shit. They just don't like to run really lean. They run better actually when they're a little bit rich. But if you're running, the Chinamans, even the LRPs, even though this badass is reborn, so it's not an Italian. The only thing Italian on this thing is the frickin' carburetor. That's the only reason this thing is even... One is because it's modded. Two, because it's got an Italian carburetor. And it's because it's the biggest motor. Other than that, this motor is a piece of shit. Thank God there's guys like Rick, guys like Lance that can take something China... This ain't even China, man. This is Taiwan shit. And make it a badass. Now, will this motor last as long, even though it's modified, and I take care of it and baby it or whatever, and run it a little rich and just really care for it to the max? Will it last as long as my Nova Rossi 28.8? Hell no. This thing will probably get it by at least 10 gallons. I was really shocked when Mr. Za told me he had 8 or 10 gallons, something. I said 8, 10, but I think he told me 8 or 10, something like that. But anyway, he had that much fuel through modded TNS 28.8 Rex Legend and a modded .32 because he took care of it. But the real big reason why, and he emphasizes, because all he used was, in his opinion and mine, and opinions are like assholes, they stink and everybody's got one. It's just our opinion, but there's proof in this opinion. That's why they lasted that long, because he used only Byrons. He didn't use anything else. And I've got VP, you can see it back in there. I've got VP, and I've used Torco, and I've used Nitrotane. I've used everything but that bone stuff. And I thought about it, yeah, it's pretty cheap, it's cheaper than Byrons, but I don't care, man. I'm not cutting corners on fuel when it comes to my $300 or $400 motors. I'm running the best fuel that I can get. Now, if you can't get Byrons, then that's a whole different story. Then you got to do what you got to do. But Byrons is available, and I've told you guys plenty of times. You can get Byrons if you want, But some people, they want to run do whatever you want to do. To each his own, man. Whatever works for you. I'm just telling you from proof, facts, evidence, hardcore evidence from a guy like Mr. Za, 30-something years or however long experience that he has or been using, Byrons, and I've been using it for over 5 years now, and I've tried all of that stuff. O'Donnell, I've tried it all. Except for the bones, like I said. But why would I, the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why would I switch fuels unless I can't get it? Even if it is a little bit pricey, so what? So is the price of tea in China. What is that? You're protecting your motors. That's another thing that when I mentioned 3 things you don't want to cut corners on. You don't want to cut corners on. You want to have a solid quality whip, next level, race kit preferably. Quality motor, quality, electronics and radio, and tools. I mean, there's the other things, but the main thing is the meat and potato is good quality or decent servos, quality servos, and you don't need to go out and spend $1,000, a couple $100 in servos. I don't need high-powered servos. I don't need to spend $100 in servos because I'm not racing. I'm going to put these servos to the test. I'm going to beat them up. And yes, I have had various issues with servos. The only servos that I had the least issue with is these Savoxes. Okay, and I've told you guys about these before. Very reliable, very durable. I think I've had one go out maybe. Okay, but the reason that the ones that I use have went out is because of me, not because the servo just stopped working. And there's so many different servos, so many different names, so many different serial numbers. There's more servo, different types of, just in one manufacturer of a Savox, there must be 100 different ones. Every number is different. There's so many different ones. It's like, how many different types of cigarettes or how many different types of beer if you drink. I don't drink, but you know what I'm saying? It's the same type thing. It's all trial and error and learning what works and what doesn't. But these ones here, I've used them and I've beat the hell out of them. These are very durable. They're like 30-something bucks. They actually, when you buy them, I think at Tower Hobbies or Absolute or whoever, there's a lot of companies who carry them. These Savoxes here, you know, they're not the Cavalries, they're not the Blacks, they're not the high-ends, but I've beat these things up. They're very durable, pretty reliable, okay? And they're not real fast. They're not real slow. But they're good enough for you to get busy out there, okay, and save a little bit of money. But you don't want to go too cheap on servos, and I do agree with that. I've ran the cheapy ones, the $15 servos. That, man, whatever you're gonna do, at least run the best. Spend a little bit extra money and get at least a good servo on your throttle. The throttle one is the most important. Don't worry about the steering. Not to say, oh, I don't want to say don't worry about it, but the throttle. Because as you guys know on Nitro, when that throttle servo goes out and you're screaming, it's wide open, it's staying wide open. There ain't no spring return, ain't no glitch buster, none of that shit's going to help you. Or when your battery loses connections and your throttle's wide open, chances are you're done. You're in for it. And that's coming from somebody, me speaking, that's had 5 runaways. So people think they're experts because they've had an experience, or they've had a couple. I've had 5 of them, and I'm not even proud to say that. And I learned, put your good servo on your frickin' throttle, okay? So anyway, that's that. Darth Vader, man, I love Darth Vader. I've always been a Star Wars fan ever since I can remember, ever since I was little. So, I don't know, I told you guys, the theme of my new next body that I'm doing. By the way, I'm going to do another, this is a Mugen MBX 8-7T-R race truggy. This is the 8, but it fits on my 7. That's the one I did there prior. You guys seen that sick-ass freaking Joker one that I did. So, I have never seen too many people do these picture arts. There's a couple videos on YouTube. I told guys about it. I think it's Velocity Magazine or something does one. It's real kind of brief, kind of vague. But that's where I seen it. And the guy did a Star Wars on some E-word associated buggy. And he did the common, the Darth Vader with the Stormtroopers. I was going to do some Stormtroopers, but I'm like, you know what? Let me do something different. I'm going to do this all Darth Vader. I've already started the first process of it. I'm not going to do a whole video, part 1, part 2 on this, okay? If you guys are interested, hit me up, comment, whatever. I'll kind of, give you the best, advice I can for this, okay? It's something that if you don't have a lot of patience and you're not articulate, you're not detail-orientated, meticulous, OCD about, taking your time about stuff like the Muggy is, don't even worry about this. Audrey Perez at least kept it real. He said, bro, I want you to do one for me because I don't have the patience for it. And I made the comment, bro, you don't have the patience for it. How are you doing Nitro? You got to have patience. Well, no, just on that. And I get it. But patience is patience no matter what. I have patience in pretty much a lot of things. But I do agree with him. Certain things I don't have patience and tolerance for, and that's stupidity. People that are morons, idiots, people that make stupid comments, people that talk out their ass, people that, all that. That I do have low tolerance for, and the Muggy's been working on that. I'm trying to be nice, trying not to be such a prick. But, the Muggy's a Muggy. I'm not going to change the style or who I am or how I do my videos because of a few people or because of a bunch of people. Who cares? You seen my last video. We did a killer unboxing. I got so many thumbs down on that. I don't care. And one guy made a comment. Shout out to this guy, Gear Addict. I think Gearhead Addict. He's one of my newer. Well, he's been following me for a long time, but just recently he contacted me. We talked. He's a youngster. What can I say? But the guy does mechanic work. He's a greasy gearhead Nitro guy. This guy ain't messing. I don't think he's messing with no E-words. But there's not a lot of us pure gearheads out there left. There's tons of Nitro people, sure, but gearheads? Yeah, I told you, man, I'm not doing no E-word. There will never, ever on my channel, or I'm just keeping it real, I won't ever do an E-word. My buddy just came over earlier, and he was doing his, I go, bro, what are you trying to do, make me fall asleep? I don't want to, oh, look at this. Look. Dude, I could care less about E-word. I felt like firing up one of these things and going running his shit over. That's how bad, that's the way I feel about E-word. Okay? You guys are looking at my website, dang, Muggy, what's going on here? man, it's Operation Game On. It's time to get these things fired. I was going to do some firing up today. The Muggy's just weird about his shit. Okay, let me tell you something. When I got whips that aren't put together and they're things I can't do nothing. I almost was going to just fire this one up. As soon as I got the teckno all set up, I got everything put in it, got the LRP .32 mounted in there. We're running the 2148 badass next level Triton pipe with the next level. This you guys are like, God, you're emphasizing next level, Muggy. That's what I'm talking about. It's next level. Don't get that twisted. This is no stock. This is no scrub shit. This is no... It can be newbies, but it takes time, man. It took me 3 years before, I think 3 years? 3 years? Yeah, probably 3 years or more till I got my first modified. I was happy with the bone stock 28.8 Rex Legend. But then over time, man, it just didn't do a lot for me. I needed more. I needed more power. And what do they say? What's that old saying? With more power comes greater responsibility. Man, I can't emphasize that enough. That is so true. Okay? So true. Because these vehicles, you can't just slap, even, I'm not talking modified. Let's just talk about a bone stock decent motor like a Rex Legend. Okay? Or even a Pico. The LRP, I won't say that's a great engine bone stock. It didn't really do a lot for me. For a lot of people that have never ran one before or never ran a modified before, that probably would. I ran modified Picos and 28s and the Rex Legend. Never a modified 32. This will be my first fully modded, full-blown RCR modified badass .32 LRP. Spec 4. They say race inspired. I don't know about that. John used to emphasize that. Race inspired. Oh, this thing, it's going to be... That's funny. When I watch those videos he did, he's so ramped up this motor. And I feel kind of bad because I'm sure now if he looks back on that video, man, it was nothing he said. They didn't change the carb. They didn't make any... If anything, they made it worse. They jacked up the portings, did a shitty port job. Same freaking carburetor. I mean, the carburetor might be a little different. Still a piece of shit. I mean, if you guys are trying to run those the X whatever carbs like these right here, if you're trying, I should laugh. Guys will send me messages and say, "Hey, Muggy, what's your advice on the X-Tab? How do you?" I'm like, my advice. I'll tell you what my advice is. My advice is to take this carburetor right here. Oops, missed. Take this this carburetor right here. Toss it in the trash. That's what you do. Now, obviously, you guys are like, well, you're crazy. I don't know why. I should just throw it away. Like I'm going to ever use this. This thing is a curse. This is a cancer on that motor. I mean, you can get it to run okay, but if you just want to be okay, then that's fine. But you're never going to get that thing dialed in. Never. Somebody also asked me, Muggy, is there any alternative besides the Nova carb? Well, on a bone stock one, I ran on the bone stock 32 after I broke it in, I ran this carburetor. This is the Kyosho K.25, the one that comes on that RTR pull start .25 Kyosho. This is the carburetor. Actually, it's not a bad carburetor. You know, I mean, it's nothing big, but it tuned actually a lot better than that XTC or the that crappy LRP carburetor. And it's a Kyosho, so I mean, it's not probably their best, but I mean, Kyosho's not known for making badass motors. They're not a motor manufacturer. I mean, they do make them, but they make whips. They make badass whips, that's for sure. Carburetors or motors, leave that up to the professionals, so to speak, in that department. It's cool because this thing has, you got the high speed, the low speed, and the idle all on the same side. How convenient. But once you get the motor modded, Mr. Za told me, he said, yeah, there's a lot of carburetors that'll work on the LRP .32, but once you get it modded, you have to run the Nova RC carburetor on it. You have to. You got a millimeter off it, fit it on there, because that's the only carburetor that this thing runs well. And I am so excited. You guys don't know how bad I wanted to fire this thing up today, because I'm only going to idle a tank of baby fluid through it, Infamil. Okay, and then this thing's ready to rock. But I just wanted to get everything set. I wanted to get all 3 whips, all 3 modified next level motors in the whips they're going to go in. Now, the XT, the teckno, I mean, look at her. Is she looking sexy? This is no stock. This is no scrub. This is no RTR. This isn't just a regular Teckno. Okay, you guys are like, oh yeah, we've seen. You never seen a Teckno like this. Oh, what are you saying, Muggy? Like yours? You show me. Somebody send a picture, please. I challenge people. Send me a picture of anybody that has a Teckno NT 48.3 Truggy as clean as mine. I challenge you. They don't. You know why? Because I fucking excuse my language, I worked my balls off overtime, Saturdays, shit that I didn't want to do so I could have all my shit. But, you know, to get this, nobody gave it to me. I take pride in my shit. That's why I'm displaying it. Look at it. Well, this is like drag racing shit, people. Look at that. Zah! We're going to throw Mr. Zah out there. Look at that Zah! These are next level whips. Granted, this one here in the middle, the MBX 5 Prospect, you know, it's coming on 20 years old. But for 20 years, look at this. This is one sexy cougar. Come on, people. You're going to tell me that ain't the sexiest damn cougar you ever seen? I'm telling you, once I get these shocks right here, these exact shocks, once I get these babies on here, oh, super Zah. These shocks are good, they're okay, but the technology on them, I need to change the shocks. This thing will definitely benefit. Definitely. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. But look at this thing, look how clean it is. I tear my shit down, not all the time. Don't get that wrong, people. Some people think, oh, you tear your shit down all, no. But that depends. If I go run my shit hard and it gets filthy as hell, I'm taking it apart, man, because I spent too much money, put too much time in it to say, okay, well, I did it this way or did it no, you gotta get in your shit. People that race, drag racing, and they run a quarter mile, what do they do to those motors? They tear that thing all the way down. Completely. Pistons removed and all. And I'm not saying, well, what does that have to do with this? Well, it's when you're taking your shit, you want your shit to perform to the maximum level, you want it to last, you want it to, you know, be reliable, you probably might want to every once in a while take it apart. At the very least, every 3 times that I go run it, like I'll run it hard 3 times, and maybe I won't be able to clean. I'll do the basics, like I tell you guys. Anything that had fuel through it, motor, tank, pipe, all that, out, cleaned up, all the fuel out of it, lubed up, ready to rock and roll, good as new. And then the other stuff, I'll let set. But even sometimes you let that shit set and there's your corrosion will start setting in. But anyway, this thing is like, man, I take pride in my shit. You know? I mean, I didn't work all hard on this thing and put all my time into it to, you know, jump it off a building and try to break it. And, oh yeah, by the way, there might be, now don't quote me on this, don't get all excited, people, there might be a wetlands video. Now, in the wetlands, I want to take, the vehicle that I really want to take out the wetlands first, I want to take out the Mugen NBX7 race truggy. Why? Because a lot of people don't think that these pillow balls can hold up jumping it. And I'm not going to jump it off no building or anything like that. But, you know, we'll give it a run. But because I got the motor that's going to stay in it, which these are the motors, another thing too. You guys see these motors in here? These are all my modded motors. My next level modified RCR motors that are in here. Okay, the only one that I have to break in fully, I mean the full on break in deal, is this one. The modified 28.8 Rex Legend. I mean, look at that. Doesn't she look freaking badass? Zah, super Zah, look at that. Any questions? And this thing's ready to rock and roll too. Okay? But I gotta break it in. So it's gonna be broken in on the vehicle. We're gonna do the heat cycle. We're gonna do the whole process. Okay, so that I'm not gonna get to right away. But I did want to get all these, like I said, I'm not running anything until all my shit's set up. And I've got it set up. The only one that's not like buckled down is the Mugen buggy. I just kind of set it in there so you guys can get an idea. This motor, by the way, has ran in here before. I broke it in on this originally when I got that OS. Okay? Now it's back in it. It's like a reunion. She's like, where you been? The OS like, you have no idea. You don't know what you're in for, Mr. buggy, you're about to get a whole earful, son. And I can't wait. This thing's going to be nasty too. And this one also, because it's broken in already, even though it got modified. Okay, FYI, if you get a motor broken in, keep it under, if you want it modded, keep it under a gallon. That's coming from Lance. Rick told me the same thing too. So you can talk to Rick. You know, he might have changed whatever, but Lance told me no. You know, he can, but it's just not, it's not worth it. You know, but I told him I only had, you know, I had a half gallon through that. He said it was still cool. He had to clean it up a lot, you know, so, but anyway, it's good. So I'm going to idle a tank of juice, of baby formula through this one. I'm going to idle one through this one, okay? And then we'll get to this one later. Maybe next week, I don't know. I got to run 4 tanks. I'm not going to show you guys the whole process of any of these. I might, the last half a tank on this one, on these two here, I might show you guys, just so you guys, everyone knows, I might fire it up and run a tank so you guys can see it for the first time. See me, these aren't really being born for the first time. This one is. This one is brand new. So this one is going to be born. These are being born again. Born again hardcore. Born again, what was that? Full Metal Jacket? Born again hard, son. That's what's happening to these babies. But anyway, I just wanted to prop them up so you guys can kind of give you guys a look at them. I mean, these things are looking sick, man. I can't wait to fire these things up, man. But I decided these are the Mugen, that's the motor that's going to stay in there. After I break it in, run it, it's staying in there. That is a permanent residence. Now, will I put other motors in there from time? Yeah, I mean, I've got extra motors. I mean, this is, look at, we got the 21 club over here, under 20, or, you know, we won't call them under 21. We'll call them 21. Okay, these are the 21 crew. There's only one missing. No, there isn't. Is there one missing? Oh, yeah. No, there isn't. Those are the only 21s I have. Oh, well, obviously, the OS. But these are all Italians. These are the Italian 21 squad. Look at, these guys are having stogies. I mean, they're still celebrating from their, you know, new members to the crew that just got modified. Especially the Godfather. You know, they know he's the Godfather. Okay, because he's the big daddy. Okay, these are just the siblings, the offspring, because they're .21s. Even though this one's badass, this one's the only one modded. So I think they were conversating or something. If they could talk it, the Reds was telling, you know, this guy, hey man, you'll love it when you go see Lance. He takes care of you. When, you know, I mean, when you get modded, actually, because he went to Rick. He's actually, this one here is actually jealous of this Elite, because this Elite's going to get modded. I decided I'm going to keep the Reds R5R Racer stock, you know, the way I have it, because I might want to race, and that'll be my little race motor. Okay, this one definitely is getting modded. I'm getting another Pico, P3, sending it to Lance, and I'm going to probably, I don't know, I'm still thinking of a Roma. A lot of guys ask me, what do you think about the Roma .25? I asked Rick about it. Rick says, well, I would recommend it, but they discontinued it, and parts are, you won't be able to find parts for it. Now, if you can get it, buy another, I think if you guys look around, I forgot where I seen it. I'll get back to you on that. I found where they have an extra rod, piston, and sleeve, the whole kit. It's pretty expensive. I don't know why people spend $200 on a new crank and rod when the motor's, I mean, for another $60. You can buy a whole nother motor. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, I seen it. So if you get a piston crank and rod, like a whole setup to rebuild it later for the Roma, I would get it. But you know, you're talking 240, 250, whatever it is for the Roma. Plus, you're going to spend almost, what, $400 on that motor with the extra piston and sleeve, which Rick highly recommended. If you get a Roma, get the extra piston, sleeve, and rod. This is coming from Rick. I haven't really talked to Lance about it. Lance said that Roma is a good motor. It's a good little motor for the buggy. Now, compared to the .32 modded and the 28.8 modded and the Pico P3 .28 modded, he said that .25 even modded can't hold weight to him. But he said that .25 will be nasty in a buggy. He said it would be really good in a buggy. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a lot of money for me to spend on a motor, that motor. I might just get the P3 Pico, like I have, send the Elite, And I don't know. I'm thinking of a Works because I don't. That's the only Italian motor that I don't own in my collection. As far as Italian motors that I would own, Works is the only one that I don't have. Yes, it's a .21, but it's still modded. It's a badass. Or I might get one of Lance's motor. Lance makes some badass, those Triton motors. He keeps trying to sell me one. I might just get one of those. You know what I mean? And that's going to cost me a couple $100. I'm just not trying to spend another $500 or $600 after I spend almost $1,000. These motors here cost me close to $1,000 with the modifications. So that's a lot of money I just shelled out. Okay, I'm not just saying that to flaunt it. I'm just keeping it real. That's what it'll cost you. Modifying is not cheap. That's why you got it. That's more for me to make my point, emphasizing you got to take care of your shit, man. I don't got $1,000. I mean, I'm on pins and needles every little thing that I'm doing with these motors now, breaking them in, running them. You know, even though Lance said the LRP .32 is good to go after you idle a tank through it in the OS, I'm still like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, when you invest this money, man, you take extra precautions. That's why I'm taking my time, people. I could have fired this thing up today. Could have rushed it. I will fire it up tomorrow, though. But I could have fired it up today. But I was like, you know what? Slow down, slow down. Slow down, Muggy. You need to do this shit right. And you need to pay attention when you're setting up modified motors. You got to go over everything. I've got a bottle of Loctite on all of these, man. I Loctite my shit into plastic. I don't care. Because not so much this one, but I know this bad boy right here, the Rex Legend, this thing vibrates and will rattle everything off there. And I don't know this one. This is a new experience for me. These two I'm really excited about, even though I love my Nova, but I've had a Nova, even though this one is... You guys seen the video. You've seen the proof and the evidence. Okay, now is that saying that Rick doesn't do a good job? No, Rick just doesn't, I think, like I said, and I'm putting this out there, I think Lance is next level modified. If you want next level technology, he dynos his shit. Rick doesn't dyno nothing. John talked highly of Neil, he dynoed stuff, right? Well, dyno tells you the readings. Lance is telling me I take a little bit extra time after your motors are done. I check all the tolerances. I sit there before I assemble your shit after it's been worked on, and I mic everything. That's what I'm talking about, people. That's the type of shit I'm into. That's next level to me. Not just, I'll do all the work to it, clean it up, lube it up, look at it, oh, it looks good. But I'm talking measuring your shit. He's sitting there telling me he's sitting there with a micrometer micing everything to make sure everything's perfect because it's his reputation's on the line. Lance is like that, man. That's what I love about this guy, man. This guy's not jacking around. That's why I'm so excited about these motors, man. I mean, and I'm man, if everything he says and's been telling me about what he did to my motors is true, oh man, you guys are in for a treat. We're going to see front ends come up. We're going to see pipes screaming their ass off. We're going to see shit getting busy. And that's what I'm saying. You got to prep your whips. Prep everything, man. Go over everything. I took my time on all this. I was wrenching all day today and last night to get these things prepared. This one is the only one. Like I said, everything's not, you know, I got to set the motor in. I got to mount it. I got to check my endpoints. This is good to go. This is ready to start breaking in. Endpoints are set. Glitch busters on there. Now, those glitch busters, because I run, this is the only vehicle here that I don't run the ProTech Life battery. I run the Reedy on it. Now, you guys have heard over the last however many videos, we're talking about servos and all that. These Reedy batteries, these Life batteries, okay, it's a flat, you can see it, 1600 milliamp 6.6. If you have high-powered servos, don't waste your time running these. Why have a high-powered servo? That is not gonna. That's a 6.6. Your high-powered servo is designed for a 7.4. This is not gonna do it. So if you have a high-powered servo, because I had one of my subscribers, he made a comment. He asked me, he goes, I have the Cavalieris, and I was asking about it. He goes, oh, I love them and everything. He goes, I want to run the Life battery. He goes, but the problem with the Life battery is it only puts out 6.6. It's making my servos weak. I said, well, I mean, it's up to you. It's safer. It's a better. He goes, I know, but those things are badass at 7.4. Not that they're not bad at 6.6, you know, because he was going to buy some more. He goes, I just don't see spending $100 on a servo, or 100, and I think the Cavalieris, they're about the same price. Or the Protex has the high-end ones, $150, and run a life battery in it. That's why I won't get high-powered, I won't get expensive servos, high-powered servos, because I can't run my life batteries on them. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to get the full tilt. So why spend all that money? That doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I didn't get them. And I'm going to run this Protec. Matter of fact, I want to plug this Protec in here because I want to. And it's only, I think my battery right now is at like 50%, I believe. Now I told you guys, get one of these voltage things, because these things so I can't emphasize it enough. They come in handy, man. All you got to do is plug your shit in. See if I can get it with one hand. Plug your shit in here like this. See how good the Muggy is? Steady, steady, steady. I don't think, am I getting it with one hand? Oh. Yes! Got it, I'm good. Okay, so then it's on LiPo, so you go to life. 54%. 6 point whatever. 54%, so it's like half. Okay, let's plug it in. Now I'm running the, because I have the battery in here is a Protec, why not? I mean, it only makes sense to run the Protec glitch busters. The only one I didn't run is that Spectrum on the Protecs, because I have the Reedy battery, like I said, is in the Mugen, so I'm running the Spectrum glitch buster in there. Which, you know, we're going to see. I mean, I'm not going to say glitch buster is a glitch buster, but over here with my sick-ass radio. I love this radio, man. This case is, man, I'm so glad I bought it. Okay, so let's turn it on. Okay, so let's see how fast this $50 servo is. That's not bad. Not bad. I mean, what do you think? Will I win a race? Now let's check out this. I mean, and keep in mind it's only 50%. Let's see how the steering is. You know, and a lot of the steering thing doesn't mean a lot off the ground, but that's 50%, man. I mean, what more do you need for recreational? And that's the JX. That's like a $40-something servo. So around $100, a little bit less than $100 for these two servos. Man, I'm good. Now, will they last? Will they hold up? I've been running this JX in the front for a while now, and it's fine, man. It's money. This one's new, so we don't know. Now, what I did to take extra precautions, because, you know, everybody's been talking about the runaway thing and the heat issues and all that stuff. You know, what I did is I'll show you guys a couple little tricks, little tips that might help you guys out. Oh shit, I like that feature. Tells you, hey, that tells you when you're losing power, when your battery's getting low, this thing will make that sound. This is a badass, you know, controller, man. It just doesn't do well in vehicles where the receiver is at the back end. Like, I can't run it in my Mugens. Although, check this out, I almost forgot. Shout out to Just Joe. Just Joe has a FlySky IT4S just like I do, and like some of you guys do. Now, he said, he sent me a thing, so I haven't done it yet, but he showed me, and it works. These things here, the receivers, like those are the ones that I run. I'm running the FS GT3Bs in my truck, this one here, the Mugen Truggy, and I'm running it in the buggy, and I'm running it in the, because I have two of those radios. I'm running those in these three vehicles. Now, he said, and he showed me a thing, he recorded it for me, he sent it to me, because me and him talk every once in a while. You can bind the IT4S to these. And I was like, what? He's all, yeah, the receivers that you use for your FlySky GT3, the FSG3Bs, you can bind them to the IT4S. I'm like, oh, hell no. So that means, people, I'm super excited now. That means I can use this radio on all of my whips. That badass, I think $140 I paid for it, radio, that I never had an issue with in the Teckno. Never once. In the Teckno, since I've had it a while, never one issue. Never. Why? Because we talked about this. Because it doesn't get hot, because the receiver is in the middle. It's not anywhere near the motor. It doesn't get that hot. But even though it is, I took extra precautions. I don't know, you guys probably can't see back there, but I'll show you what I did. Let me take this motor out, the OS out of here. Oh! Let me take the OS out of here real quick. This is what I'm doing to all my whips. This is a little tip for you. Now, you know the aluminum tape. You know, I showed you guys before the coffee can. When you open it up, it has that aluminum in there. You take a little bit of either double-sided tape, or you can just take a little bit of silicone, because silicone's easy to take on and off, and it will keep it on there. And this is my receiver box on my MBX 5. Okay, I lined it in here. And also on the inside, there's a piece of it. Now, aluminum or metal or anything, it's not going to affect your receiver. Because somebody asked me that too. Will it affect your frequent? No. If that was the case, they wouldn't make servos out of aluminum, would they? Hello, McFly. Hello, McFly. So it doesn't. And I've been doing this I've run in this for a while. It's just, it's reflecting the heat. It'll keep where your receiver is. So if you have any whip where your shit is in the back like this, your receiver, try it. It's not going to hurt. And I did it on all of my whips now, even this whip too. Even this one I did it too, even though it's not at the back. Still, this servo, keep in mind people, servos when they get hot or get jarred around, that affects them too. That's why you want to make sure that those servos, you use the spacers, they're off the chassis. So anyway, on the inside here, you guys can't see it, but on the inside here, well, let me take my lid off. On the inside of here, oh, you can see it now. I lined it. See that? Can you guys see that? See that right there? I lined it all the way up. So what's it going to do is what my point of doing that is to keep the heat off of the servo. I want my servos cool. You ever seen the really expensive servos? You know, the high-end ones, right? 150 whatever. They got those fins in them. Because servos get hot. And sometimes when they get hot, you get issues. So if I can keep my servos cool, why not? I want this whole box. I would like to freaking run air conditioning in that thing. I want to hook up one of those, even though I wouldn't. Those things the E-words have, your little fans. I want this whole box as cool. The cooler your servos are, the cooler your receivers are, the less chance of issues. Now, is that going to like make it foolproof? No such thing. Although, like I said, my foolproof thing is I run my receiver, my battery pack, see the wire here? Run this straight into the receiver. See the wire? This wire, battery to the receiver. Unless the battery goes out or the receiver goes out, this thing ain't popping out. If you have issues with this thing popping out, then you need to just change your receiver. These things normally, in my 5 years experience, or longer than that, even E-word, never seen these things pop out. Now, do the pins get, it depends. I mean, sometimes they do, but that's rare, man. Very rare. But I've never seen these things come out. As long as you're careful when you put them in and you don't break the pins out, the little tiny pins in there, never had an issue. But there's no switch in between here. When you hook up the switch between the battery plug and that, you're asking for a possibility of a failure. But, people want to continue to run switches. Some people never have issues with them. Just like some people never have issues with lipos. But I've seen shit burn down. I've seen vehicles catch on fire. You see videos all over the place of it, right? So, does it mean it never happens? No. I'm just not going to take that chance. If there's a chance that it could happen, I'm not doing it. Forget it. Let's eliminate the switch, for me anyway. And I'm just speaking, this works for me, and I'm just going straight into there. Now, also, if you're running a life battery, you're okay. When you start running the lipos, batteries, I'm not too sure if you want to do that. I don't have lipos. That's why I don't have lipos, so I don't have to try to figure shit like that out. I know a life battery is not going to give me issues. So that's why I'm running them. Okay, so anyway, back to what we're talking about. That foil there is going to keep the heat off of your shit. She is looking pretty sexy, isn't she? Look at her. She's got all the bells and whistles, man. This thing, I love this whip, man. I can't wait to run this sexy badass. So we're running the OS in this. We got the works pipe on there. Okay. This pipe is the pipe that came with this motor when I bought it. Okay. It's funny. It's like a reunion. This whole setup pretty much was in here before, but bone stock when it was new. And it's screen bone stock, but wait till you see this thing next. This thing is going to spank that ass. Next level, people. This ain't stock. This ain't rookie shit. This is next level. Modified motor race kit, even though it is old. This thing is, what do you want to say about this thing? This thing is sick. Show me, send me pictures of a teckno as clean as mine. We're running the badass Triton pipe, which I love. I love this pipe, man. I recommend it to anybody. $100 with the setup. Don't change the header, 4130-32. I thought about doing that. Lance said leave it alone, and I did. And this thing, the thing I like about this pipe, and let me emphasize this really quick. Somebody asked me about it. This pipe, unlike the 998, see the 998 or the 9886 Novorossy pipe, which I love. It's a badass pipe. Okay, credit due where credit's due. This pipe is badass, super strong with a 41032. That's why it's Italian. This baby's staying right here, baby. This is where this ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, I got another one. I'm getting another one of these and another 41032. One more set, and then I'll be good. But anyway, this only works well on modded motors. If you got a modded motor and you're running the 41032 with this, you're wasting your time. Trust me. Been there, done that. Ask John. He'll tell you. But this Triton pipe will work on anything modded, stock, .21, anything. That's why Lance designed it. This pipe is sick. You can get it and you don't even have to have a modded motor and you'll see the performance change. Trust me. So anyway, she's looking sexy. She's ready. Oh, what's that? Is that an RCR modified? Oh, hell yeah. Next level, people. So anyway, she's ready to go. Hopefully I'm going to get this thing to Wetlands tomorrow. Don't quote me on this, but I'm excited. We want to get the teckno out there. Because we know why? We want to risk it for the biscuit. But she is sexy, ready to rock and roll. And then after we get her all dialed in, then we'll move over to the buggy. Because I love my buggy. You know, obviously. And then, last but not least, because we're going to take our time, it's probably going to take me at least a week or two to get this thing nice and broken in. This thing is ready to rock and roll. This thing ain't playing, man. I love this. Man, I love... Look how smooth the Muggy. You think the teckno's badass, right? Look at this thing. Watch. One-handed, not even two hands. Watch. And it's got 125K in the middle and 60 on the front and rear. If you can't spin your shit like that and you have a Mugen, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You better check your shit. I mean, does this one spin like that? Well, oops. Got that in the way. This one does, but it's not as smooth. I mean, it's, you know, it's smooth, but it doesn't roll. Not like that one. Now this bad boy here, oh, you know this bad boy rolls. You know the teckno's money. Especially with these aluminum shafts in here. So anyway, so that's what's going on. We're getting another hour video of the Muggy. What else did I want to go over? Oh yeah, the XTM, we're going to fire that thing up too. Every time I look at this thing, man, I'm not the guy that, you guys know the Muggy, I'm not the guy that has shelf bitches. This thing's been sitting too long. I got some shit. Matter of fact, let's open some goodies. I almost forgot, man. I had some goodies that I forgot to show you guys. You know, the Muggy, shame on Muggy. What are you doing, Muggy? I thought we already did the unboxing. Oh, real quick. So this here, this is probably going to take me a few days, but when you guys see this is going to be badass. That's why I showed you the Darth Vader video, man. Darth Vader is, man. One guy said, you shouldn't do Vader because he chokes people. And I say, yeah, but doesn't the Muggy choke people, verbally choke people? That's why I decided to do it. But these are the pieces that I'm going to put on this body. You see, guys, when you see it, this is going to be a black, mostly black, and I'm not sure yet, fade into red into it. It's going to look sick. Now, trust me, man. This will be probably my best piece yet, because I've got how many that I've done already. You know, I did all these whips like that, so I'm going to do that one up nice. Then we're going to get another one on, I got another one coming, another J Concepts for the Teckno, and I got one more of these Phantom bodies. That'll be my, what, third, because I've got 2 up there. And then I got this badass God of War Kratos. I could have done a better job on this one. This one came out so-so. It was alright. I think my Joker one came out pretty sick, though. This one, though, is bad. I love these bodies, man. Look at that. Isn't that fitting? Blue is better. Really? We'll find out, won't we? What's that? It's LRP. How fitting. This was the motor that I actually this was the motor that I got for this whip. I got that motor, that .32. That's what I got it for. I got it for this whip specifically. Okay, and that's the motor it's going to stay. That's why it has the LRP. That's why it has the blue is better on it. That's why, you know, right here I put on the side. Look at that. Blue is better. LRP. Oh, what's that? RCR modified? Okay. And this one is, its home is here. Okay, this is where the Rex Novarosi Rex Legend. I need to get another Rex Legend sticker and put it on here. That's going to stay in there. Now this one, like I said, this is going in here now, but it's going to have a few motors in it because I've got more 21s than I've got others. Well, I got a couple Rexes. But anyway, so enough of my babbling. Let's do a little goodie unboxing. I got a couple goodies. There's nothing major, but let's get them out of the way. Hold tight. This one here is, I think, is what I think this is. Is this what I think it is? I think it is. If I think it what it is, then maybe I think it is. Shout out to Just Joe, man. Thanks for the tip on that Fly Sky, bro. Appreciate it. Shout out to Gearhead Addict. That guy is on my coattails, man. He really wants to get this thing and go to the next level. Oh, shit. What is that? What is that, Muggy? Is that what we think it is? Is that carbon fiber? Hell yeah, people. A whole nother roll. 15 bucks, man. And also, I think they give you a bunch of shit with it, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, they give you they give you a glove. Darth Vader glove. Just kidding. I don't know what the hell that is. Like a shoehorn. Give you that. Alcohol cleaning. Or no, something, I guess. A little squeegee do. I never use any of these things. Yeah, they give you a little blade. This is a different, though. This is, wow, this feels pretty good. Let me smell, hold on. So there we go. We have a whole roll of carbon fiber. You know the Muggy Maniac, he goes crazy on this shit. I got carbon fiber shit everywhere, people. I threw it on my radio. You seen that sick-ass custom job? I mean, I'm gonna throw some carbon fiber on the Muggy over here. Anyway, let's see what other goodie we got. Let's go get this one. I got 2 more boxes. What is this? Oh, I think this is, who's this from? Let's see who this is from. This is from, I think, is this A-Main? No. Oh, this is, oh shit. Oh, here they are. I knew, I kind of thought this was what these were. Now we can get the Muggy fired up. Muggy's got another Savox, man. At least they stand behind their shit. These are the ones I was just talking about. They're not high-end. They're not the best. They're, you know, they're like a mid-level. But they're durable, man. I beat the shit out of these things, man. And this thing here, these servos, I did somersaults. Man, beat it up. And these servos, you know, these servos hold up. Okay, so there's one. And I think there's another one. Yeah. Savox, man, as long as they have a year warranty, so if it's less than a year, they will take care of you. So those are going in here so we can get this baby fired up. And by the way, the motor we're putting back in here, because if you remember the last time I ran this, the steering servo went out, is the Pico. We're going to put that nasty ass, one of my favorite, next to the Rex Legend. We're going to put this Pico, badass, we're going to put this baby in the Muggy. And you're going to see this Muggy get busy. Okay, so we're almost on an hour as usual. Muggy keeping up his usual schedule of an hour video. But just had to update you guys. I think this here, this might be, let's see what this is. I think this is from A-Main. I had some little odds and ends that I needed to get. Some fluids and shit. Let's see. Okay. You guys are like, after that big unboxing, you're unboxing this freaking Scooby Snacks? Oh, shit. Yeah, you know, the notorious A-main bag. Oh, there's my diff. Got 100K. Just in case the 125 is too much for the buggy. Or if I ever want to switch back. I have extra diffs for the Teckno, so I can switch back and forth. We have some some TLR. I love TLR shit, man. I don't care for TLR, but their shock fluids and their diffs are good shit. This is 100K. These are for the shocks. I'm gonna redo the shocks in these things. That the 50K that fat pig isn't working, so we're gonna put that in there. This is used sometimes in the buggy. What is that? 35 weight. Okay. And what else do we got? Oh, almost time. This is the low-C wheel. This fits on my Dynamite box. And these wheels are a little bit better than the Dynamite ones. Okay, so there's that. And what else we got in here? Anything else? Oh, shit. I forgot about this. Another plug. Good. See, these CT06s, they're okay. I don't know, their quality on them, I mean, they're alright. I like the other one, though. But this is the off-road one. I think the one I had before was an on-road. Maybe that's what the deal was. This is a medium. There's the number right there. That's your Nova Rossi 28.8 Rex Legend plug. There you go, people. And what else do we got? Oh, we got next level front and rear diff oil. 60K, people. That's all the Muggy's running. No more 50K, man. I'm tired of spinning tires in the grass. So that's it. No big deal. Oh, one other thing. I remember you guys seen I showed this box. If there's anybody out there that knows anything, or because somebody told me these boxes like this are worth money. Just the box. I think I heard John talking about it or whatever. But I'm never going to own an OFNA. I have no reason to. Not that, you know. It says RIP. That should mean rest in peace, because these things are dead. I mean, they're gone. They don't make them no more. Yes, they're a classic RTR. They're one of the best RTR buggies ever made. But it's exactly what it is, RTR. Scrub shit. Rookie shit. So what? It doesn't do anything for me. Why would I buy one? I'm not a collector. I got enough collections. I got this thing as a collector. This thing is a collector, both almost 20 years old. So I don't need to collect one of these. So if anybody out there has one, I know Connor Whipke has one too. Maybe I'll give it away, or I don't know. I'm not going to pay for the shipping. Hell no. So if anybody wants this or knows somebody that wants it, hit the Muggy up. Maybe I'll put it on eBay, box for sale. Somebody might buy it. Ooh, the Nitro Nerd might buy it. It's the original box, man. So, I mean, it has all the information on it and everything. Look at these things were $549 whenever it came out. How many years ago? I wish there was a date on it. I couldn't find no date. I mean, it shows all the stuff that it comes with. I mean, like I said, back in the days, I would have bought one probably if I didn't know any better. But now, what for what? I'd rather buy another one of these old school MBX5s. This thing, like I said before, this thing will spank that ass over there all day long. So anyway, that's all I got. There's another hour of the Muggy. Just wanted to update you on what's going on. So we're going to get the Teckno fired up ASAP. Can't wait to hear that thing rip ass. Another look at that RCR. Look at that RCR mod. Any questions? RCR modified OS. Any questions? And the Godfather himself, the Rex Legend 28.8, tattooed by Lance. Shout out to Lance, man. Lance did a hell of a job on these motors as far as me looking at the internals. And I can't wait to run these things, man. The proof is in the pudding, people. Seeing is believing. That's what you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we'll keep you updated on that. That will be coming as I go through the stages of it. All right. Anybody has any questions about it, hit me up. And other than that, that's about it. So the Muggy signing off. I think, like I said, I got another one of these. These things are badass. Go on eBay. They're like $10 or something. You got to put it together. But man, I love this thing. Work like a gentleman, people. That's another next level. You heard Mr. Zai say that? Work like a gentleman. And last but not, I forgot about these. These are the ProTech ones. A little bit more, but they're good. They're worth it. I think the ProTechs are better than the Reedies, personally. I've used both. Anyway, that's all I got, people. Muggy Maniacs out of here. Signing off. You guys have a great week. Next time you hear from the Muggy, well, you're not going to hear anything. The next time you hear anything, you're going to be hearing this next level, one of a kind, baddest techno truggy that I've seen. And I'm not just saying that because it's mine, because of what it has. This is next level right here, people. Okay? Don't get that backwards. Okay? All my shit is, well, we're going next level. Okay? So stick around for the ride. Even you haters, shout out to the thumbs down. I love you people, man. I want to get like 30 thumbs down, man. That would be so cool. I'd probably be the only one on YouTube that had that many thumbs down. I think it's cool, man. The guy you love to hate. Watch the Muggy Maniac. That guy is such a jerk. He's such a jerk and such a mean person that people send him goodies all the time. Oh, one more tip. Sorry, almost forgot. Brasso. If you get freckles on your, I call them chrome freckles on your pipes, it takes a little bit of elbow grease. This shit takes it off. Brasso, it's like $5. Recommend it. Microfiber cloth, you're good to go. Anyway, that's all I got, people. Muggy Maniacs out. Peace.